This is the Jocko Underground Podcast, number 90, sitting here with Echo Charles. EC.
Yes.
Echo Charlie. I got a little something. Just a little something that'll help out. You ever notice there's sometimes you can just catch a little something and it'll help you out a lot?
Yes.
Maybe in jiu-jitsu you learn like a little something.
Yeah.
It'll help you out. Oh, move your wrist a little bit over here. Hey, put your hips a little bit over here. Just a little something, but it helps you out a lot.
Yeah.
This is one of those things. And it's one of those things that when you hear it, you're going to go, well, how is that? It's like jiu-jitsu when someone says, hey, you need to put your weight over here. And you're like, oh, how does that really help? And then you start doing it and you realize it has a big impact.
Yeah.
This is one of those things. Okay. Something will help you out with leadership. It'll help you out with life. It'll help you with interacting with other human beings. Here's what it is. Drum roll. Drum roll, please. There's the drum roll. Imagine it in your head. And here's the thing. There is more than one answer to almost every question. That's it. That's one of those things. You just heard it. You think, oh, well, how's that really make an impact on the world? Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, if you can import that and implant that into your brain, it is a very good way to free your mind and open your mind and therefore have so much more opportunity and flexibility and waste so much less time. It's sort of similar what I was talking about with Dave Burke when I was saying that you don't always, you don't always have to have an opinion. That same, I think we did a debrief podcast and I was talking about you don't have to have an opinion. It's not required that you have an opinion. But this idea that there's more than one answer to almost every question, it helped me out so much in life. And it's something that I definitely learned in the teams. You know, I can trace the roots of my thoughts. Some of them trace to jiu-jitsu and then they connect to the teams. Some started in the teams and they connect to jiu-jitsu. Some started in the tactics of combat and then they translated to leadership. So I can kind of trace the roots. This one definitely I picked up in the teams, and I actually picked it up from a planning perspective, like planning a mission. Because when you're planning a mission in the SEAL teams, good Lord, every single person is a freaking tactical genius in their own mind. Every single person, not every single. Let me rephrase that. Let me make it legit. If you have a platoon of 20 guys, 16 guys, 22 guys, whatever your platoon is, there's going to be at least 1/3 of them that absolutely 100% think that they know everything.
Yeah.
They're going to say, one of them's going to be attack. We definitely need this. We need to attack this target from the north, period. That's how confident they are, period. They'll say that, like, period. And then someone else will be negative. We need to attack this target from the south, period. So you get two people that are looking at the same target and they have opposing opinions and they both 100% think that they're right. You got one guy that's saying we need to bring 4 vehicles. We need to bring 4 vehicles. Someone else like negative. We need 6 vehicles. Someone else like no, we should only take 3. And they all know this. We should use helos. No, we should definitely not use helos. Definitely not. That's what someone will say. Someone else is literally saying we should definitely use helos for this op. Someone will say we need 6 machine gunners. We need. Not, hey, should we consider, but we need. Someone else will say, no, we don't need. We only need 4. Other guys need to be more mobile. That's what they're saying. Stating a fact, what they think is a fact. So everyone has the answer to every question. And what I realized, 99% of what they were talking about, 99% of what they were talking about didn't matter. It actually didn't matter. It didn't matter. Because you know what? You're going to get to that target and it's not going to look the way it looked on the map. And you decided, yeah, we're definitely going to hit it from the north. You're going to get there and there's going to be a big obstacle there and you can't hit it from the north. Or you're going to bring a certain number of vehicles and you're not going to have enough people to target, or you're going to have too many. It's like it's all subject to what actually unfolds in the world. So early on, I realized, you know what? There's no 100% right answer. So you got people that are freaking out about the dumbest thing. And they think they've got the 100% right answer. And they actually also think that every other answer, every other possibility, every other variable is straight up wrong. Wrong. That's what they're thinking. What the attitude I got into, the attitude I adopted was, yeah, that'll probably work. That's good. Hey, that'll probably work. You know, like it's a totally foreign attitude in the SEAL teams to be like, that'll probably work. You know, because everybody wants to be perfect. You know, that'll probably work. No one wants to hear that. In fact, it kind of sounds weird to say, right? Hey, like, we're going to go hit this target. I recommend we hit this target from the north. Yeah, it'll probably work. No one wants to hear probably. So we overemphasize our confidence to make people believe that we know what's up. But I got used to that. You know, hey, it'll probably work because 99% of the time that idea probably would work. And it would work from the north, but it would also work from the south. It would work from the west. It would work from the east. It doesn't really matter. Sure, could there be some giant channelized area if you come in from the east and everyone's going to be forced into a small little spot where you could get ambushed? And that's not a good idea. Yes, that's definitely possible. But, you know, all the other directions look pretty dang good. You know, they'll all probably work. And you know what? It might not be the most perfect, and it might not be the most efficient, but it'll work, and that's fine. It's fine, especially from a leadership position, because if you use their idea, you're building up that relationship, and you're saving time. Instead of arguing and trying to convince someone, you're just like, yeah, your idea will probably work. Let's use it. But here's the thing: this isn't just about the teams. That's where I learned it. But if you can kind of do this with everything, with almost everything has more than one answer. Even these crazy, whatever political road you want to go down, there's more than one answer. Like anybody thinks they can take some super complex political decision and think that they have the 100% right answer. They're just wrong. You don't have the 100% right answer. You might have a good answer. You'll have, you know what you have? You'll have one that will probably work. Yeah, you probably work. You know, it's probably not going to work that great. You know, because nothing in the government is going to work great. But you make something, it's probably going to work. Okay, well, let's go with it. Let's try it. But let's not put all of our chips on that one bet. That's not a good idea. So if you, as a human being, can remember that there's more than one answer to almost every question, it's going to make your life a lot easier. You're going to realize there's more than one way to build a business. There's more than one way to save money. There's more than one way to reduce expenses. There's more than one way to cook a steak. You ever heard these people? They tell you there's one way to cook a steak. But I had a lot of different steaks in my day. And look, there's some that are better, but there's also some that are equally as good, and they're different. And I'm not turning them away. I'm not saying, hey, I don't want to eat that steak. Take that ribeye away from me. I'm not saying that. I've never said that. There's more than one way to change the oil of your car. There's more than one way. Oh, you'll like these. Cut weight. More than one way to cut weight. There's more than one way to gain strength, actually. There's more than one way to communicate to other human beings. There's more than one way to learn. There's more than one way to grow. Anything. You know, they try to do this in the SEAL teams with combatives. Combatives. It was like, we need to use this system. And the whole time that I was advocating for an evolution in our combatives program, what I was saying, everyone wanted me to pin down a system. The system I wanted to use was having an open mind. That's the system I wanted to use. Like, hey, well, let's just continue to evolve and figure out what works and make adjustments as we go. Because there's not just one answer. There's not a system. So keep that in mind. There's more than one answer. And if you can do that, if you can actually recognize that there's more than one solution to problems, it is an outstanding way for you to free your mind. It'll make everything better. That's what I got for today, Echo Charles.
So it's like, and this isn't going to come as no surprise to you, but I did figure out early on in this speech that, it's going to come down to like...
Was that a speech?
Monologue, if you will.
Monologue.
TED Talk.
Soliloquy.
So and it comes down to your ego, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, this is my way. Because you bring up like cooking steaks. That's a big one, right? Where and I have a younger brother who's a barbecue guy. Like, he's really good at it, actually. And I'll tell you straight up, I've witnessed it, been a part of his barbecue scenarios for many years, and he's very good at it.
GTG.
Yeah, GTG,
Okay.
by far. But he's like, no Traeger grills. Like, I'm anti-Traeger, you know,
Okay.
because it like goes against the art, I guess. I don't know. He didn't explain why.
Okay.
But so I remember thinking like, oh, because that's his personal approach to barbecuing, you know, and Traeger might have been I don't know, like, it maybe takes away. It's like, you know, when you go digital versus film kind of a thing on the cameras, you know, so the digital crap. When people are offended with the digital.
Yeah.
No matter its capabilities,
No,
you know, who cares
no
about the
matter.
capabilities? It's just wrong. It's wrong. This is the way, my way, the film. That's the right way. So, yeah, it can kind of limit you, you know, if you stay dogmatic to your one way.
Totally.
Or whatever. And then, so if you were to be able to let go of it, I could think of like literally 10 scenarios right off the top of my head that I would be doing. Or one would be doing a lot better in life if you were to just let it go.
Yeah, the idea of what you just said of adapting, being able to adapt. Let's face it. Look, I have a Traeger. Boy, I'm down with the Traeger. And I'm not even down because I use the Traeger. You know who uses the Traeger? Everyone else in my family. Because I'm not cooking. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Hey, I get it. Your brother's into barbecuing. Yeah. It's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Leif Babin?
Yes, sir.
It's like, you know, he's going to barbecue, whatever, like it's Wednesday. He's planning to barbecue on Saturday. He's doing mission planning. You know what I mean? We're going to the store. We're prepping meat. Like, I'm not doing any of that.
That's real.
I'm getting a can of chicken, opening it up, putting mayonnaise in there. I'm eating it. That's what I'm doing.
You were just telling me
that takes
this
a minute and 42 seconds, and I'm eating and I'm good. I'm not gonna. I don't have the patience for it.
I understand.
I don't have the time for it.
Yeah.
But like my wife, she cooks on that Traeger.
Yeah. Right.
My son cooks on the Traeger. Yeah. Good to go.
Yeah. It's real.
Doing the straight up reverse searing. Straight up reverse sear. It's no joke, dude.
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, if you have a closed mind and you think, well, that's not my way is the only way. Yeah. Yada.
Yeah, so it's in a way, and I like the film versus digital, and even the Traeger versus wood. I don't know that much about barbecue, but
Traeger is wood. It's wood pellets.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
I think it's like it does kind of what do you call it? Kind of bypasses a certain part of the process of barbecuing. I think maybe the traditional part. I don't know either.
Burning your freaking meat. That's what it bypasses.
But it's almost like, hey, if you were to take a bird's eye view, just be like, hey. Let's say you're good at barbecuing, super good at barbecuing, super good, but you're anti-Traeger. You know how much capability you would have if you could do both? Yeah. If you were both. I was into Traeger, I'm into wood fire, I'm into charcoal, I don't know all the different fuels.
Propane.
Even stovetop, I do it all because, hey, they all work.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get good.
And think of how much you learn. Exactly. You're going to get better at your main technique.
Yeah.
If that's like, I don't like using. That is a little excerpt of what we are doing on the Jocko Underground podcast. So if you want to continue to listen, go to jockounderground.com and subscribe. And we're doing this to mitigate our reliance on external platforms so we are not subject to their control. And we're doing it so we can give you more control, more interaction, more direct connections, better communications with us, strengthen this legion of troopers that are in the game with us. So thank you. It's jockounderground.com. It costs $8.18 a month. And if you can't afford to support us, we can still support you. Just email assistance@jockounderground.com and we'll get you taken care of. Until then, we will see you mobilized underground.